Shokugeki no Soma! What's up, guys? YouTube. Fantard here to talk about Shokugeki no Soma Chapter 223 review. And if you guys like my YouTube channel or like my MMA reviews, prediction videos, please subscribe and like my Facebook page if you want to, if you like my content. Anyway, man, another good chapter. Very fucking clever. I really liked it. I really fucking liked it. First off, I was a little shocked that the rebels, man, how could the rebels doubt Kuga like that? How can you doubt my boy Kuga? Of course he wouldn't go in there and lose his mind and lose all concentration and forget about the green tea leaves. It's obvious he had something up his sleeve, and the build-up was great. I love how they built that up. The chapter did that really good. It's like, hey, how come he hasn't put in green tea leaves? Oh no, well, like, did he forget about it? Is he losing concentration? And you're just like, no, he did not lose concentration. They're building it up, and it was awesome. And the build-up was great and different. And I totally forgot about this factor in the whole competition. But well, first off, we start off with this chapter. We get to see a little more of Eishi's character. And when it comes to the first, he's always, the secondary character. We don't see too much of his personality other than him like not caring and him only caring about the food. And they show how strong of a cook he is, which we've already known. And we know they call him the White Knight at the table. And we see how pompous he is, like straight up. But we've always seen little bits and pieces of him and his bad personality, or him and his overconfident arrogance. Like that one time when Soma asked him, what is your goal in Central? And he's like, oh, to eradicate all the crappy Japanese restaurants, sounding like some kind of terrorist when it comes to food. And he's like dead serious about it. Very arrogant, very pompous person. And you get that full blast here in this chapter, and it kind of, he's the type of character that makes you want to root against him because he's just such a perfect cook, and he doesn't care about anything else but his cooking, and he's very arrogant, and you just want to root for Kuga even more. And it just it distincts between good versus evil, and they're both kind of pompous in their own way, but it makes you want to root for Kuga just because Eishi is he can be modest, but it's the point where he's too modest and he compliments you, and they're empty compliments where it makes you want to punch him because when a person who's too modest but knows that they're actually a badass, and it just starts to turn from being modest to okay, now you're just being overly modest where it sounds just like you're arrogant, and because you're a badass and you don't want to it's just his character kind of annoys me, but that's a good thing because that's the point of this character. That was the point that the author was trying to get us through, to make us not root for him. And I did like that apart. I like that we saw him, acting it out, being annoying, and we also see the strength of his cooking. What I liked about this matchup when they're showing here between Kuga and Eishi is that it's different from the other matches with Kobayashi and Megashima, where when you're watching the Shokugeki with Kobayashi and Megashima, it feels like you're watching an all-out MMA brawl. But this one, it's like a smooth and nice technical boxing fight, like a technical boxing sword fight that's really calm, and it's more like mind games sort of. It's more like a calm kung fu technique fight, where the other ones are straight up street fight, and where the other match is a street fight brawl. So it's a good balance. It's a good mix up of the Shokugekis. It doesn't feel like it's overwhelming with just hype and just screaming and having sharp fang teeth and alligators and monsters and Africa from alligators and then the elephant matchups, and they're rumbling. This one feels more calm because it's green tea. It's a calming type ingredient, and I like the balance and the variety that this tournament is going through right now. It's really hyping me up, and I really like that about Shokugeki no Soma. They always know when to keep the balance good and when to keep it where you need hype, and then sometimes you need the calmness of a cooking battle. Anyway, so what was also great about this chapter was how clever it was to keep you interested and to keep you guessing on what could happen in these cooking battles. Because we've been in Shokugeki no Soma for a long time. You would think that maybe sometimes, okay, now, we're starting to predict things. It gets a little predictable sometimes. And then you think that's how it goes, and then they come in and throw it's something that you didn't expect, or you kind of forgot. For instance, the fact that Miwasaka Subaru threw Kuga an ingredient that is crucial to his dish, and then he brings out his own leaves, his own cream tea leaves that he shocks the crowd out. He brings out the green tea halfway through. And it's great with the comedy too, because I had totally fucking forgot, first off, that you can help out your own teammates. That just completely slipped my mind. I did not think about that, because in Shokugekis, when do you ever help out each other? You know, people always have like these huge ass egos where they don't like help from anyone, especially from Central. No fucking way people in Central are gonna help each other out. The Elite 10, I find that really hard to see, because I think they're a bunch of egomaniacs. Where here, the rebels, they're fighting for something more than just themselves. They're fighting for their own classmates. So I love that they're able to put their own egos aside, and they understand, oh, we have to help each other out, like, you know, teammate to teammate. So in the heat of battle while we're cooking, if I need your help, pass me an ingredient. And it's something that we discussed before, because the fucking comedy, Migashima, he like starts acting like Kuga. He's like, hi there, I'm Kuga Chironi. And then he like has the hair and everything, and then Kuga gets freaked out. He's like, don't fucking do that ever again. But thanks anyway. And I laughed so hard at that. And that's when like the intensity rose. And I'm like, you know what? If somehow Kuga wins, I'll be okay if he beats the first seed like that. Because then that feels like it's a double team, you know? And then I won't feel like it'd be like a bullshit ass pull for the 8th seed to beat the first seed. But if he beats him this way, I'll be kind of upset, because Central would be down like zip to 1 or something, like zip to 4. But if they do it this way, that's probably the best case scenario. I could see them beating the first seed, which I still don't think he's gonna win. But this just got my interest really high, because before I was thinking, okay, I don't think Kuga's gonna win. It's the first seed. And if anything, Soma's gonna end up beating him like later down in the future, because that's how, you know, he is the main character, and you think, no, oh, plot armor. But if they end up going the route of Kuga winning, then I won't be completely like, oh, that's bullshit. Because the way they're doing it is very clever and it's very interesting, and I love that about this chapter, because that just like blew me away. I just totally forgot about it. That didn't cross my mind about Subaru helping out Kuga, and he's got his own match to worry about. He doesn't have no picnic either. They're all going head to head. So maybe in the next couple of chapters we're going to see what's up with Mimasaka Subaru, because right now that's probably the least interesting one, but that's because we haven't gotten to it. And all these battles, they're not overpowering each other, at least not yet. For now, Mimasaka Subaru's his matchup is on the back burner, but that's because we have to focus on Kuga and Eishi. So, and I do expect the author to balance it out and then show us Mimasaka Subaru's, because there's no way he's going to keep that one off screen. He's balancing it out good right now. He's using his resources really damn well with these 3 matches, and it feels balanced out. And the manga right now is on fire, and I love it. I'm not exactly sure I'm not 100% sure who's going to win now. I'm still like, it went from 100% that Ishii's going to wipe out Kuga to now maybe 70 to 30, but still for the first seed. I still don't expect Kuga to win, but this definitely has piqued my interest now for this matchup. Whereas before, it was like completely, oh, Kobayashi and Megashima's matchup is completely better than this one. But now, he's balancing it out. This chapter has completely balanced out their matches to the point where the tournament feels interesting all around right now. I love the chapter. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Hope you guys liked the review. If you guys like this video, or if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Like my Facebook page down below in the description box. Hope you guys have a great day. Fantard is gone. Bye.